Hey, grade eights. Let's see what we have here. This is last day's homework, and I saw that some of you got it done, although I didn't ask for you to hand that in, so I hope it's in your binder. Kind of interesting to hear from you in that survey this week. How many of you have your textbooks at home, and how many of you might have a printer at home? So I'll keep that in mind when I'm giving you assignments like this. Now, of course, if you don't have a printer, you can just write the answers down on a separate piece of paper, all right? And just keep that in your binder. All right, let's have a look. Question number 1, what is a plane mirror? Let me just make this a little bit bigger on my screen. So we don't mean an airplane, we mean like a flat, right? So it's a flat reflective surface. So here, keyword here being flat, right? Not a curved mirror. And then number 2, what is meant by a mirror image? Oh, I thought about this one for quite a bit. So this is what you see in the mirror. That doesn't really answer it, does it? When we say something is mirror image, it's hold on. I'm going to look this up. Google. A reflected duplication. Reflected duplication. That's a good word. So it's a duplicate, like identical, but it is, but it's backwards, right? So how do we say that? Reverse indirection. There we go. I think that's a good way to describe that. There we go. So what I see in the mirror is a duplicate of me, but it's reversed. Like, for example, when I lift up my right hand in the mirror, it looks like it's the left hand. That's a good way to explain it. And for this one, if I were to draw the mirror image, so I would just have the person over here on the other side, right? And the balloon would be on this side. So we often call that mirror the axis of symmetry. It's symmetrical on the other side of the mirror. Yeah. So that balloon looks like it's held in the opposite hand. Moving on to question number 3, what is a concave mirror and where have I seen this before? So if we have a mirror and we have light bouncing, got it bouncing the wrong direction, didn't I? There we go. So this is the shiny side. The shiny side is the, let me see if I can maybe get a highlighter to sort of highlight the shiny side. There we go. Where have I seen that before? I was just looking at a flashlight. I remember looking at the flashlight I was putting in a battery and noticing where the light bulb was and a pretty reflective concave mirror in there. Then that way that light kind of gets concentrated into a very strong, bright beam. And I'm sure you have different answers there too, right? Wonder what your answers are. Number 4, what is a convex mirror? So that would be the other way around. And if I can grab my highlighter, come on highlighter, there we go. The shiny side is on this side, curving out. And so when is this useful? Let me think. Oh, I've seen this in a store before. And inside a store, convex mirror allows the person at the counter to be able to see a wider angle. So the person at the counter can see people in all corners of the store. Yeah. Number 5, what do the 2 words diverge and converge mean? Converge. I'm going to start with this one. Come together. So for example, when I say, hey, look at those people converging together, right? Which I kind of miss. No, we're not converging together anymore. So rather, we're, oh man, I miss school. Diverge is to spread out. Those words have special meaning right now. And when we talk about light, light can be reflected off, for example, a convex mirror, and spread out. And in the opposite, like my flashlight, light can bounce off a concave mirror and come together, or in other words, converge. Explain how a spoon is both convex and concave. So here's my lovely spoon. Shh, there we go. The inside of my spoon, where I might hold soup, would be the concave part, and the outside of my spoon would be my convex part. There we go. Is that it? I think that is it. Okay, so I hope you have had a chance to quickly read the section of 5.2 in your book to talk about concave and convex, and had some time to answer those questions. Now, I just want to remind you, let me see if I can find my, there we go. I just want to remind you that you should check out Teams pretty much every morning. Now, you know that I generally give you an assignment at the beginning of the week. So our normal schedule, let me see if I can, there we go, all right? So this is the Burnaby Mountain website. On the website, just a reminder that we have put a schedule up. So this week, for example, we had a Pro D Day. So that's why my period 3 is over here in the afternoon and my period 8 is over here on Friday afternoon. So I do generally give the assignment at the beginning of the week, and you finish it off by the following week, all right? So for example, this week, which we happen to be meeting online, so I'm following the schedule, period 3, meeting in the afternoon, Tuesday, and period 8, meeting in the afternoon, Friday. Now, just a reminder about Teams, when you check out Teams, click in the assignment tab up top. Okay. Now, I'm sure that yours looks a little bit different from my view. Right, it lists week 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and the assignments that I have given you. Now, from my perspective, I can see who has handed in work, who has looked at the work. So yeah, it is a little bit different. Also want to remind you from here that you can go to your class notebook. Right? So for example, I was just answering those 5.2 questions in my class notebook, which means those answers are here. So let me see, we're in chapter 5. And chapter 5. 5.2, here we go, 5.2 reading questions, and see the stuff that I had just been writing about, right? It's there. There you go. So the answers are there. Oh, look at that. So that is our class notebook. And of course, going back to the posts, this is where I would make announcements. Okay. I hope to see you in your meeting either today or Friday, and during our meeting I will talk a little bit about 5.3, which is the next section. Okay, that's it for this video. See you later.